Listen, and with that said, I'm going to have Joe Morris. He used to play running back for the New York Giants. Come on up, Joe. Amen. I think she was thinking about Joe Black, or either my alias name, Joe Ball. To the pastor, members of the church, deacons, visitors, and friends, it gives me a great pleasure to serve as your speaker as we commemorate Black History Month this month of 2012. It was first called Negro History Week and originated in 1926 from the ideal of Carter G. Woodson, a historian known as the father of Black history, as we recognize the achievements of Black Americans. It became commonly known as Black History Month in 1970s. Therefore, the observance of Black History Month not only serves as a reminder of the gains that we have made, but also helps instill ethnic pride. I always enjoy hearing about my heritage. It shows just how far we have come. Black History Month is a reminder that we're living off the labor and the sweat of our forefathers who went ahead of us. In essence, made life just a little bit better for us. Forefathers such as George Washington Carver and Frederick Douglass, who both pushed for equal rights from different directions. Carver was an agricultural researcher who developed more than 300 products from peanuts, stressed the importance of work ethics. Douglass, a noted author who devoted his life to the abolition of slavery, is best known for his intellectual prowess. Oh, and let us not forget Sojourner Truth, a strong woman who was a slave, a freedom fighter, and more importantly, fought for women's rights. Now, ladies, you can probably imagine how hard it was back then. Farming all day, raising livestock, running sawmills, and running silk factories. Sojourner had 13 children, and my mother, who I love dearly, had 7. And it was tough, but we made it.
Thank you.
Especially with 5 girls and me and my brother. But my mother had a high-heel shoe. Like
thank you.
It could turn corners and hit you just when you thought you were getting away. See, I believe no matter what you're going through in life, God will always make a way. But you have to believe in God. See, Sojourner had a way about herself. When Sojourner was being beaten by the master, she would begin to sing religious songs real loud, and others would join in to show unity, and eventually the beatings would stop. We have code words and understanding now that others don't really understand us. Amen. We know how to survive when it seems no way out, because we have been through the storm, and we know God will make a way somehow. In 1854, at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio, Sojourner gave her most famous speech, "Ain't I a Woman?" That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and to have best places everywhere. No matter ever helps me in carriage over mud puddles or gives me any best place, ain't I a woman? I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man can heed me. Ain't I a woman? I can work as much and eat as much as a man, whenever I can get it, and bear the lash as well. Ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most all sold off to slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. Ain't I a woman? But let us not forget that most blacks came to this country bounded with shackles of slavery. When slavery was prevalent, black people like Harriet Tubman and Dr. King put their lives on the line every day to smuggle blacks out of slavery to freedom. Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that." All we say to America is be true to what you say on paper. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. In Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" delivery on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963, it really stood out with me. And I quote, "In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. And most prevalent today, hatred has no color. And evidence from the many lives lost in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and in our own communities today. Dr. King said the marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their president here today, have come to realize that their destiny and their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. I would hope that in America and through the world, people of all races will realize that we must treat each other with dignity and discipline as we conduct our struggle in building a coalition to eliminate terrorism throughout the world and crime in our own community. We have to be diligent in our pursuit to win equality and justice from some underdogs. Remember, things that you spend years building, someone can destroy it overnight. When people mistreat you, you have to forgive. Dr. King based his philosophy on the teachings of Jesus and those of Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi. We always said we will match your capacity to inflict suffering with our capacity to endure suffering. We will not hate you, but we cannot obey unjust laws. There will be obstacles that come your way, but if you have faith in God and stay the course, good things will come your way. I would like to leave you with a little poem titled An Interview with God. God will see you now for your interview, said the very busy receptionist. Welcome home, God said. What would you like to know? What surprises you most about mankind, I asked. And God said, that you get bored of being children, are in such a rush to grow up, and then long to be children again. That you lose your health to make money, and then lose your money to restore your health.
All right.
That by thinking anxiously about the future or worrying about the past, you forget that you live in the present moment, and therefore you live neither for the present nor the future. That you live as if you will never die, and you die as if you have never lived. Then God's loving hands took mine, and we were silent for a while. And then I asked, as a parent, what are some of life's lessons you want your children to learn? And God smiled and said, learn that you cannot make anyone love you, but you can always love yourself. Learn that what is most valuable is not what you have in your life, but who you have in your life. Learn that it is not good to compare yourself to others. Each of you and every one of you is unique and beautiful, and there's something to offer on this planet. Cherish who you are. You were meant to shine your own light. Don't let others determine how bright you will be. Learn that it only takes a few seconds to open profound wounds in persons we love, and that it takes many years to heal them. Learn to forgive by practicing forgiveness. Learn that there are persons that love you dearly, but simply do not know how to express or show their feelings. Learn that money can buy everything but happiness, and that a rich person is not the one who has the most, but is one who needs the least. Learn that the two people can look at the same thing and see it totally differently. And learn that a true friend is someone who knows everything about you and loves you anyway. And so I realized that God would always love me, and there wasn't really any need for any goodbyes because God is everywhere. All we need to do is find Him, open our hearts and listen. With that, I thank God for blessing me with this opportunity to live, to love, and the freedom to create my own life on such an abundant planet. I'll be speaking with you again real soon, I said. And God replied, anytime, anywhere, 24 hours, I'm always here. Thank you, God bless you. All right.
All right. Go ahead, Joe, it's time to come eat. All right.